Let's see if we're live. I assume we are. Yes, we are. Alright. Well, hello everybody. Tonight, we are once again playing American Truck Simulator. Once again, I have the stream up now. Hopefully we get some people in here unlike last time. I mean, golly gee whiz. We got nobody. So, again, let me know if I need to change anything. Of course, nobody told me, but that's okay. I see how it is. I'm just kidding. So, we ran Mooncar tonight, like 2 hours ago, 2 or 3 hours ago, tomato tomato. We finished second, so that's our career best in Mooncar. We started like 20th, worked our way forward, pretty much ran top 5 in the last, like 75 laps of the race. So overall, it was a really good performance for us. I'm really happy with how that was. I'm just, still at the same time, it's tough to be just that close to winning, but I'm not mad at all. It's just, I have more to work on next time, and I'm really happy of how that went. So, one second, just gonna change the okay, alright. Stream is good. Put that back. Alright. Anyway, sorry about that. Just had to make sure the sound was off for the stream. I didn't have to pull or anything, but it's frustrating. Actually, okay, I'm lying. It's not frustrating. I'm really happy where we finished. To get second, and we'll get them next time for sure. We've been really close multiple times. Just we just need a little breakthrough. That's really all we need at this point. We just need a little breakthrough for things to just kind of fall our way and be at the right place at the right time. We have been in that position multiple times, but we just haven't executed right. So I think that's probably the second, third time Mooncar where I've led the white flag, but didn't hold in the lead after that. But just overall, really happy with how we did tonight in Mooncar. Really was a huge step in the right direction because we're part-time in global, and we've had a really tough couple races. Especially the month of February. That was a really tough stretch of races there. We've been fast, but just been caught up in other people's messes, and to get second tonight was a really good result for us, and so that's going to really help us out in the points. We'll be kind of on and off, I would assume. We're going to run mostly part-time in Mooncar, since I'm also run SRL later this year. In fact, probably actually can't get off there. In 3 weeks, I'm gonna be running OSRL at Richmond. It'll be my return to OSRL. I haven't raced there in a year, but look forward to getting back to it. I was gonna run the Daytona duels tonight, but it's just I didn't really want to take my chances because historically speaking, we've done I just wasn't sure when the duels would be done with. I didn't know how many people were showing the Mooncar, and I didn't want to be excluded from the race. So I'm just like, man, I just hope to be in it night. So I was just like, I want to make sure I can run Mooncar because I've raced Martinsville with Miatas before, and just wasn't sure if we'd ever do that again. I'm sure we probably will, but I remember I was gonna first run. Let's see. All right, I was first gonna run Miatas at Martinsville. That's when we ran tonight. Back in 2024. Our team was going to at least try to field 2 to 3 cars for the event in a partnership with Jacksonville Mental Racing. Jacksonville Mountain Racing, their entry is the only one of us that actually did race with, I think it was Trevor, Aaron, and Corey. I think it was just their track. I can't remember if they had a fourth one or not. Oh, yeah, they did. It was Gucci. Yeah, okay. I remember that. So, okay, yeah, I remember. So, they ran, I forgot who was going to be in my entry, but, you know, near one was got approved to run, so. I've been running Mooncar for, since August of 2024, and I've ran several races there. You know, I've had really good results for most of my starts. You know, I think in the majority of starts, I think I finished, you know, top 10 and top 5s most of the time. I've had like double bad results in between, like, I remember, the last global start we had before tonight, I finished 36th, and that's my worst result ever in any race on night racing, so it was a bummer, but I'm not going to let it get it to me. You know, just, more to look forward to in Mooncar. I'm really looking forward to see what the future brings and all. We'll keep running Mooncar, you know, really whenever we can. I mean, obviously, that's rules might conflict with it, but you know, I'm really happy with where we're at right now as a team and all. So we get that and everything. So it's great. Yeah, so this has been kind of in the works for a while. I've been really wanting to run the Miatas at Martinsville for a long time. We originally were going to try to run last year as a team. It was going to be, I think it was going to be me, Aaron Cobbnott, and Corline's. I'm pretty sure that is what we originally planned. I'm not going to go into details, really. I mean, heck, I mean, nobody's really watching, so who gives a shit? So basically, me and Aaron, we were kind of discussing about it, because, you know, we were kind of talking about the Mooncar 24. I don't really know how it happened. I think I just told him, like, I've been riding Mooncar, because during that time, I think around that time I was riding, like, Mooncar a little bit more frequent than prior, but so he brought up the idea. I'm like, yeah, I'd be down to do it. And then we kind of thought of some ideas, like, how could we make this work for the team? You know, how could this work for us? Because obviously being the 24 is great, but we wanted to make it, like, special, especially if this was the only time we would do it, and especially if where we were at, we wanted to make it special. So we actually got in contact with FTN Broadcasting, or David Kreutz. You know, so we had a deal that for 24 hours we'd have an onboard replay, or like a live onboard broadcast of us being the 24 hours of Martinsville for Mooncar. And we had everything planned out. We were just kind of like, you know, this is what we're going to do. I was like, this is a great idea. I think not only it'd help our team with promotions, but also, you know, David with publicity and all. I think it was around October, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was September, October. I can't really remember exactly, but then Moon had announced that we weren't going to do the Mooncar 24, which was a bummer. I mean, it wasn't like too heartbroken over it, but I'm just like, man, it's a bummer. I really want to run the event. I'm hoping to this year if it does happen. I think we're probably going to have a similar roster So it's either going to be what I mentioned, that me, Corey, and Aaron to run, or if we were to stick with our endurance team. Oh, I gotta slower way down. If we were to go based on the merit of endurance teams, it would be me, Aaron, Asher, and Noah. So those would be the 4 that would run, because we ran the 24 Hours Daytona earlier this year, and we did pretty good, all things considered. I mean, we were probably in the worst car in the field because we had ran the I think it was the Corvette. It was like the Corvette 70 Z06. I mean, I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look at it. Correct me if I'm wrong for whoever's in here, but so we ran the Corvette, and we didn't really think of it at first. We just were like, man, this is a cool ass car. I mean, we made paints. If you look at our team Instagram, that was it's on there. I think it has like 40 likes or something. It was kind of our last like big video, like one that kind of went mini viral. One that garnered a lot of attention. Some of the videos we've done recently have been a little, like not bad, but just not not a lot of publicity as I'd envision. I was trying to think here. We discovered in testing that the car was very sensitive to the curbs, especially for the back trim, because before, in prior years, you could go over those curbs very aggressively, and as long as you didn't really do anything crazy, you'd be fine. You could just go over those curbs. It's really just kind of like how much braking input you had to put in, for the bus stop, of course. Now, 2024 and 25, our team, we ran the Cadillac, and then this year we switched to the Corvette. Or, well, we didn't really switch. We just expanded 2 cars. Michael was run the Cadillac team. He was run with, I think it was him and a couple other guys. Can't remember their names. I think Zach Saunders was one guy. And, I could tell stories about him from when I raced with him in Crown Jewel racing that league. Because, man, we had a lot of good battles on track. And then, we had the Corvettes. That was our primary entries. I called. I was kind of team captain, of course. And we did really good in the race. So we took it easy at the beginning, just trying to get a feel. And then I think, really, if you want my honest opinion, the turning point in the race was when the rain happened, and we encountered a problem. Was that everybody except me had no experience whatsoever racing in the rain. I was pretty much the only one on the team that had any experience in the rain, because I had previously raced in the rain in both the 24 Hours of Spa in 2024 for our team, and then we had also ran well, that's probably an accident. We had ran the 6 hours in Indianapolis last year, and I had also started the race, and it was raining too. So I had already done 2 endurance races up to that point in the rain. And so they were like, Henry, you're up. And I'm like, alright. So I think I raced for like 3 or 4 hours consecutively, and I think we went from like, I want to say like 21st or 22nd in our class, because we were pretty slow in all honesty. We were just like being really careful and all that. But then when the rain happened, we just were passing cars right and left. I mean, we went from like 21st in our class to like 11th in that span, and then it got really bad, and then the puddle started like settling on the track, and I hit a puddle entering turn 1, and I wasn't really trying to correct the car because I knew it would just make it worse. So I was trying to like point the car to where it wouldn't damage the engine. So I was like, I'd rather take suspension damage rather than engine damage, because if we get engine damage, that's it for us. Like, so I was trying to like hit in an area where we wouldn't get too much damage. We obviously had damage, but instead we had somebody else's car because they were parked there because they had spun prior to that, and we just hit their car. So we didn't have a ton of damage from it. I think it was like 5-minute stops. So we got back out there and carried on our way. I think what really happened, I think it was I think it was like 7 or 8 hours left in the race. We had Asher in the car, and then he got involved in a wreck. Well, I can't remember, but we got involved in a wreck, pretty bad one, where he crashed in the infield, and we got 46 minutes of damage, and that pretty much ended it for us. So I think we finished 24th overall, but so I'm not sure when we'll run another endurance race. I think we skipped Sebring this year. We were kind of touting the idea, but then really kind of died down a little bit. So we're not sure what's in store for us as a team in terms of the endurance program. I think right now we're really focused on leagues right now. We're kind of our primary focus right now is Universal iRacing Series, Saturday Night Thunder, Integrity, ISRL, let's see, UFL, a couple others we're really putting a lot of priority into, and so I don't know how much longer I'm gonna do league racing. I've been saying that for a little bit. It's just the main reason why I say that, the main reason why I say that is just because, for me, adulthood's coming up. I'm going to be turning 18 later this year, and so I don't know what life's going to entail. I'm going to become a senior this year in high school, and yeah, part of me's ready for it. I'm just kind of like, let's just get this done over with. That's just kind of how I feel right now. It's just like, I'm going to be totally honest. I don't care who hears this. It doesn't matter if it's my parents or a friend or whoever. I just feel like the last couple of years have just been on repeat. It's not even a bad way. It's not like I haven't enjoyed years. I've really enjoyed, spending time with family and friends, doing sim racing and just, staying off the radar, right? But I'm truly ready to, go to the next chapter. It's just I have not been presented the opportunity. And I really don't know what I'm supposed to do next, because I've asked people for advice. I didn't get really mixed advice. I'm just like, I don't know if I should take advice anymore, because it's just like, the main thing is like, here's where I stand, and the primary goal of this is two things. I want to own and operate a business, primarily like a fence company. That is what I'm really going to look into getting into. I'm really passionate about building fences. In fact, I mean, earlier today I spent a couple hours repairing fences. So I'm passionate about it. I feel like it's going to be a sector, especially with AI, that won't be harmed as badly as, say, the white-collar jobs, as we call them. So it ain't going to affect the blue-collar jobs much. More likely, at least I would hope. But, I think the main thing is just, shoot. Anyway, sorry. So, the main thing is, like, I just want to own a business. Like, I think as I became older, I think for the people watching, you probably were, you had this sort of question when you were in elementary school, like, would you rather be like a follower or a leader? And I think when I was younger, I definitely wanted to be a follower. I was just kind of like, I didn't want to be responsible for anything, to be honest then. But I think as I've gotten older, like, I was a cop, right? I was going 70 to 35, okay. Thank you. So, I want to own a business, probably a fence company. And then people ask me, like, why do you want to start a fence company? Not only do I think it's gonna be good, because I think we should have more, blue collar jobs. I think that will happen, especially with what's happening with AI. I don't think we're having any white collar jobs left, if you want my honest opinion. At least by the year 2030, But if the good Lord's willing, we'll, job market won't be affected too much. But I think we're going to see a huge spike in, blue collar jobs and all. And, excuse me, I'm a little tired, but I do think we'll see, definitely change the job market depending on how, where AI stands. Now, people ask me also, is kind of like, why do I want to start the company? And the second part of that, because I'm going to go racing someday. And when I was younger, I think I was like, 3 or 4, really ever since I could, like, talk and walk, I wanted to do, I'm not doing this red light. That's really unethical, but I have to. Anyway, so the main thing is, I've always wanted to race, like, ever since I could walk and talk, when I was like, 2 or 3. I don't know. My parents had never told me when I first walked and talked. So I have no idea. But, I think over the years, I really was passionate about it, especially in my younger years. And I think around, around middle school, I really kind of gave up on that dream, sort of. But I think really the person that inspired me to, get into racing, like do it as a dream, was Greg Van Alst, I would say. He was a really big inspiration, especially after when he won Daytona 2023, and guys like me aren't supposed to do that. I think a lot of people discovered a story then, but I mean, I had already kind of knew it. Like, you know, I've been a Greg Van Alst fan for like 5 years now, 5, 6 years. So even before is when I knew him pretty well. You know, I knew about his you know, top choice fence, his previous racing success, you know, his family, friends. So I knew him pretty well, even though he didn't know me pretty well. But you know, I mean, man, I would say him winning Daytona was probably one of the greatest moments of my life, hands down. I know that's really strange to say, but I mean, like, I sort of knew. I mean, it still can't. I mean, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but I was like, you know, if and the more I think about it, the more it's becoming true. I was kind of like, you have to enjoy every win, because you never know if they're going to win again. So I kind of figured that I wasn't really sure if Greg would ever win again. I don't know if he will. I mean, I hope he does, but you know, circumstances and all, it's just kind of like, who knows. I think he's gonna run pretty much just trucks from now on, and all that. Oh Lord. But I mean, that's besides the point. The point is that he was a huge inspiration to me, getting back in the dream of, you know, being a racing driver. Obviously, I know I'm not gonna get back into racing for, you know, I'm not gonna get into racing for a while. You know, I just don't know what's really in stores, because, you know, there's people who are saying, you know, hey, you should go to college and all that. It's just kind of like, should I really go to college? Because, I mean, here, let me be honest with you guys. Really, in, you know, a couple years after you go to college, I mean, you could be like, you know, hey, I got a college degree. Nobody's gonna give a fucking shit. I'm just gonna say that bluntly. Nobody's gonna give a shit if you have a college degree or not. I mean, I haven't experienced it yet, but I kind of have the idea that nobody's gonna care if you have a college degree. College degrees don't make you smarter or prettier. The only reason why college degrees matter is because when an employer looks at it, they can make sure that you're going to show up from 9 a.m. in the morning to 5 a.m. in the evening for work, Monday through Friday. I mean, that can vary, of course, depending on what job you're working at, but point is, nobody's gonna fucking care if you have a college degree. I mean, shit. Oh, hold on, I need to turn off the engine. Or what? Hold up. Oh. God damn it. Shit. There we go. Oh Lord. Well, this doesn't bother you guys too much, but yeah, so I mean, it's just kind of like, would it be worth it though? would it be worth it? Like, well, here's the thing, for example. My grandfather went to school, or not school, went to college for a political science degree, and guess where it fucking got him? Nowhere. It got him nowhere. I mean, he went on to own several businesses, ran for Congress one time, and didn't even come close to winning. But so, holy shit, there's a big vibration here. So my point is just that nobody is going to care about college or not. That's really just the employers are just kind of like, okay, this guy can show up from 9 to 5 every day, not kill the structure of the business because we're going to add that that employee as a piece of the puzzle to make sure the structure is stable, because if they are not going to show up, it's going to really destabilize the structure of the business. So that's my point there. I'm sorry for going on a little rant, but I mean it's probably the truth, if I'm gonna guess. I don't know for sure, but I'm just gonna guess it's probably gonna be that. Do I really want to spend 200 grand for a 4-year degree and God knows what? And they got everything now, so who knows? But that's not always going to guarantee you a job. Alright. It's never going to guarantee you a job. So thank you, officer. I appreciate that. But yeah. And that's just my point there. Fuck me. Well, that's just fantastic. Oh, shit. I'm prepared for the day that in a couple years, if I even keep this tree up, somebody's gonna look back and be like, "Well, you're wrong about college entry." I'm like, "All right, it's fine." So it's our friend. And I do see now someone in the chat there. See 2 viewers. I know I'm one of them, so I can read the chat, of course. But I see it says 2 people now. So whoever that one person is that is watching this, feel free to say hi if you want. Make your presence known if you want. I'm not forcing you to, but it'd be nice to have somebody to chat with instead of me just yapping on about whatever. So I don't know what's up with my brakes tonight. Like the last stream, I was able to stop on the dime most of the time. Now it's like, oh, God. Feels like I'm driving a Wayne Peterson car. If you ask James Swanson, that is. If for the OGs, I know. button. Well, I forgot what button it is. It's the engine brake. Hold on. No, it's the lights. Nope. It's not that here. Wait. Wait, are these the hazard lights? I guess that's the hazard lights. Alright. No idea what that... Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Oh, man. Rest in peace, man. Yeah, I miss Greg Biffle. Such a cool guy. Long live the Biff. Just for him. Alright, give me a minute here. I need to figure out what the jake brake is. Oh, that's not it. I really don't want to pull over and look it up. We're just gonna figure this out as a team. Oh, wrong button. All right, never mind. Gee whiz. Actually, I'm not. I don't want to know. I really don't know. Don't want to know what that is, but I mean, last time he called me. That's what caused the stream to end the last time, is because he called me. Oh, now he's playing repo. Okay. And I had to pull over and stream and chat with him for a couple hours about whatever it was. I can't remember now, but oh Lord, get back on your plane, dickweed. I got a full head of steam here. I'm not slowing down. Oh Lord. Oh my God. You're that super drivers, you are fucking lucky. I've been just one that ran the back of that fucking car. We're in Montana now, that's pretty cool. You know, I've been to a lot of, I don't know about a lot, but I feel like by the people that I've met, I've been to a lot of states, because most of my friends, I would say they've only been to like 5 or 6 states, probably. Some of them don't even make fucking sense. I'll give you an example. There was this one friend I had, that like, well, okay, maybe if it was like by airplane I can understand, because you technically like weren't on the ground, but I guess you could just kind of like fly over, but like that's like the only one. Like if you've driven through, I mean, you've been in the state at that point. Like from an airplane it's hard to tell like where you're at, because then you're, you know, kind of all up in arms about, you know, phone and whatnot, flying. But I'm trying to think here, but I mean, if you've driven through a state, you've been in the state at that fucking point. I mean, you're pretty much like 2 feet off the ground, and especially if you stop somewhere you've been in the state. Doesn't mean you have to stay the night there, it just means you've been in the state. And I guess by that merit, I've been in, you know, Indiana, Tennessee, and Virginia, and Nevada too, technically. So, there is one state though that I have. Okay, so it was a little bit weird because I've never been to Montana while I've been alive, but while I was in the womb, I was in Montana. So I don't know where that would fall. I guess when I'm alive, I've never been to Montana, but I guess ever since I was conceived, I've been in Montana, I guess by that merit. But I don't know, but my mom told me that Montana's a really interesting place, and she keeps saying, you know, it's like they don't have any speed limits here. It's kind of like, well, I mean, I'll take her word for it, but I mean, it's like, I mean, we have speed limits here in ATS, so I would assume there's probably some in real life, more than likely. watching. I think after the stream I'll go watch Landman. Like a few hours ago, I got done watching season 2, episode 3. I still got let's see here. I still got 7 more episodes to watch, and I was just alone, but I still have some more episodes to watch for season 2. I saw on Instagram where they began production for season 3 of Landman, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'd like to get season 2 done before season 3, which I think I'll be okay. I mean, if I had to guess, I probably got a while until season 3 comes about, just because I think it takes them like a year to get to produce everything and all that. But for those that haven't watched, I would recommend it. It's a really freaking good job. It's probably the best TV show I've ever watched. I think it's Taylor Sheridan. I think that's her name. I don't know. Really hit out of the ballpark. Really hit out of the ballpark with the TV show. Really enjoyed it. There's really not been a point where I've like gotten up and done stuff. Like, I've just been really glued to the screen watching it. It's been great. I've loved it. I would say, for those I haven't watched, I would say season 2, episode 3, the one I most recently watched, is probably one of the it's probably the episode that best explains the whole family structure of the family in the show. Or, well, if you already know the Norris family, so it's really interesting though. I mean, it's not like hilarious, but well, I mean, there are some funny one-liners there. Of course, most of them are from Billy Bob Thornton. Great actor, by the way, I would say. I love him as an actor on the show. He's great. He kind of reminds me of me sometimes, in a sense, so it's great. The other day I was actually, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched bits and clips of when he was on the Joe Rogan show, and I think for those that are somewhat cultured, the part that went viral from Landman was when I think it was episode 2 or 3 in season 1. It was very early. I'm not gonna say what led to it, but so kind of to what happened was that Billy Bob Thornton, which his character in the show is Tommy Norris, the main character. The company he works for hires an employee, Rebecca Falcon, I think. I forgot her name, but I forgot her actor's name too. But I'll just go by their TV names. Make it easy on myself. So she is, I mean, you can kind of tell she's more of a environmentalist. She's kind of icked by the oil industry, and so then she sees these wind turbines, because Texas has the most wind turbines of any state in the United States. I think it's like 13 or 14,000 wind turbines in the state of Texas. Last I checked. I mean, it might be more, it might be less, I don't know. So Tommy drives her out to one of them, and he goes on this 2 or 3 minute analogy of why people are so dependent on the oil industry. And and like why it'd be a really bad idea if we switch from petroleum to another renewable energy. So that was the moment that went viral, and he talked about that, and it was not about some sort of political agenda. It wasn't, it's kind of like these are sort of the facts about, what the show's presenting, I guess. It's kind of like how the characters would probably think, in a sense. So the show was not really pushing me an agenda. It was just more so like, here are kind of the facts and how people in the oil industry would typically advocate for using a petroleum-based infrastructure. So it's really interesting. You learn a lot about the oil industry in that show. Not like to the levels of Exxon or Chevron, but kind of the independents, if you will. It's a really great show, though. So I was kind of watching that part. All that, but Bill is a great actor, though. I really enjoyed watching the TV show. And I know Aaron has been on my ass about watching, I think it's like Breaking Bad and some other TV show. It's like really popular. I haven't watched yet. It's probably, Breaking Bad is definitely one that he's been on my ass about. He kind of asked me, like, every once in a while, like, why haven't you watched Breaking Bad? Like, I haven't had time to sit that much. That's partially true, depending on the time of year, but other times I'm just kind of like, I'm just going to do my own thing. It's kind of just like, I'm going to do whatever I want, do whatever I like, do whatever I'm interested in. So, I might watch Breaking Bad this summer. I don't know yet, but I'll see. I'll probably watch like an episode or two and see if I want to keep watching it. I think there's not that many seasons, I hope. I would guess there's like 3 or 4 seasons probably, because I know they made the show during like the late 2000s, early 2010s, and then it didn't really gain much popularity until like early 2020s when people started binge watching Netflix. I think it's also when Stranger Things became relatively popular too. I think it's also a show he's recommended me watching, but I have watched Stranger Things a bit, like not every episode, just a lot of the stuff I watched was during the whole COVID pandemic. I watched like a season or 2, but I'm not the biggest fan of Stranger Things. It's like I used to love it when I was younger, but one second here. God damn it, you do. I don't need. Why do I need a break? I'm literally streaming right now. And so, okay, I should get. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, so, what was I saying? Son of a bitch. YouTube distracts me like always, don't it? Oh, TV shows, yeah. So, Stranger Things, it's just like, it's not really about the violence either. It's just like the plot of it gets pretty stale. That's the problem. Oh, we lost that one person. Okay, I think I hurt their feelings. I think that was their turn off. Because I thought we had 2 viewers for a while. Now we're down 1. So I guess me saying Stranger Things is not not my cup of tea. Turned them off, I guess. So, oh well. They can have a good night. Anyway, so I think it really the plot of it seems to just be strange. There's no end goal. There's no well, okay, that's a lie. Okay, sorry. There is an end goal, but the plot of it, the structure as to how to get to that goal is really like it's really strange. I mean, why I say that is because everybody has these sort of self missions, if you will, like the will to survive, which is great on paper, but then when everybody has that sort of mentality, it's just, we're fighting to live, it's too complex and it gets really overwhelming for me. And I've had this opinion for quite a while. It's not even with the whole thing with Will Byers at the end of what was in season 5. It's not even that. I want to make that clear. I mean, I haven't even watched the episode of it, but I mean, I heard about it, but like, it's not even really that. It's just the whole show in itself, I think, really I think just the problem was that everybody was kind of seeming like a lunatic at times, which I'm just kind of like, maybe like 1 or 2 lunatics are fine, but everybody, no, thank you. We gotta have a few sane people too, as well, in all fairness. The thing with Landman, though, is that, yeah, I mean, it goes in all, every character's aspects of life, but it's really different. It's really different. Like, each of them are really different. With, like, for example, like, one group is, like, figuring out, like, how to be in a relation together or how to make a living. Another part of it's, just, husband and wife constantly fighting over, $2,800 mushrooms, as you're going to see it later in the show. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a really funny scene. Until, it's one call, but, then, the third part could be something about business. So, it has a lot of parody compared to other TV shows. That's why I'm really, fond of it. And I've really enjoyed watching the Landman the last, couple months. I think I started watching in December and kind of been on and off of it, but I haven't really, been able to sit down and watch it until a couple weeks ago. And I've watched like, I don't know, 5 episodes so far on spring break, so it's been great. So, but yeah, so I hope to watch, I hope to get to the end of season 2 before season 3 begins. I think it'll be a great season. I look forward to seeing what's in stores there. Oh, looks like we got another viewer in the chat, or if that is the same one, they've returned. So, if you want to make your presence known, if you want to say hi, you may do so. So, I don't know how much more we're going to drive here. It seems like we've been on the road forever. So, yeah. We're in Washington now. I'll be honest, I don't even know where we're supposed to go. And they left. Gee. Okay, I see how it is. You know, I just want someone to talk with. Someone to shoot and shit with, you know. I mean, not every night. I could always use a night or two off for myself, but you know, I would enjoy most nights if I had some company. You know, I don't have to have company throughout the day, of course. You know, family and all, but you know, at night I just want there to be, you know, like 4 or 5 nights at the bare minimum week where it's a one-on-one convo. And I think as the years have gone by, I used to be one that really enjoyed being in like a group call, if that makes sense. Now I really don't enjoy it. Like, I don't even enjoy being voice chat. Like, okay, so I was actually on the phone earlier with my buddy Forrest, and he really clarified it for me. Like, I'm able to sort of explain things, but not in a simple way because of this. So, I really enjoy one-on-one conversations. Like, if it's just me and another person, I love that. Alright? Because I'm safe with that person. I can be intellectually and emotionally honest. And all that. So, I mean, for example, like, you know, a lot of times I'll have one-on-one conversation with drivers, but you know, the problem with I can get sort of shy if there's like, you know, more than 4 or 5 people. That's when I become like really shy and sort of, you know, quiet, because I'm just kind of like, And part of it's just because I don't want to be called a dumbass or something I say. Because if I were to say it in like a one-on-one conversation, I could get away with it. Oh, God damn it. I don't know where my brakes are. There they are. Okay. Well, it's hard to recover in you know, voice chat like 4 or 5 people. I'm just a lot more comfortable being in a, you know, private call with people. So, you know, I've had many great conversations with, you know, I can rattle off some names that I really enjoy having one-on-one conversations with. You know, Aaron, Matthew, Asher, Corey, God, who else? I keep forgetting names. It's bad that. Forrest, Cash, you know, a lot of my friends I really enjoy having one-on-one conversations with, but not like together, I guess. If they want to voice chat together, that is perfectly fine. For me, I would rather do it just one-on-one, just like one or the other, but I just, you know, over a course of time, I just don't enjoy being a group call. I mean, a couple years ago when I was in an NR 2003 league, I would be totally fine being a voice chat with, like, you know, 10 or 12 people. But I think as time has gone on, I've sort of been like, I really enjoy one-on-one conversations. I really do. Because as I mentioned earlier, I can be intellectually and emotionally honest. So, that's really part of it. And we can just talk about whatever. And I have sort of that control of the conversation. And I think the greatest example is like Aaron. Because I think we're really honest with each other. We're really similar in what we think. And I mean, and I've told them this before. I remember we were on the call. I think it was like last year. I can't remember when. It was like in May. This was like the first time it happened. I remember we were like on the call feature for 12 hours. I'm not kidding. We were in a voice chat for 12 fucking hours. Not consecutively, but I think we were in voice chat for like 6 hours and from like in the afternoon. And then he called me again in the evening for another 6 hours until like 4 in the morning, and then I'll never forget this feeling. I remember we got off the call, we say goodnight to each other and, see you tomorrow. That's kind of our, thing, is just, like, good night, see you tomorrow, that sort of thing, right? And I'll never forget when I walked out of this room that I'm in right now. I was kind of like, I felt like we could have talked about so much more. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever felt that feeling where you could just talk to someone like forever. And even when you've been on the call for like half a fucking 24-hour period, you still want to talk to them. That is rare, I would assume. I don't know how common it is. I don't know how many times it's happened before, but I would assume it is a rare occurrence for something like that to happen, where even if you're on the call with them the whole fucking time, you still want to talk to them. I hold that near and dear to my heart, because I truly enjoy having, great personal connections with anybody, whether that's, with a friend or, all that. So it's great. I really enjoy it wholeheartedly. Oh, fuck me. I gotta do this shit. Oh, wait. Oh, fuck. Son of a bitch. Oh, my neck is fucking hurting from this. Okay, let's raise the fence. I don't know where we're at. Oh. Son of a bitch. Oh, man. Okay, we weren't even close. See, I should never be a truck driver. Especially for someone like this. There's no way I would pull it off. There's just no way. Oh, man. That took a while. But that is 1,900 miles, so take that, Uncle Rob. Alright, so we pocketed 184 grand. That is great. How much money do we owe the bank? Shit, we could pay off both loans, but I don't really want to right now. Let's find some place to rest real quick, and then we'll yeah, we can go north here. Let's do it. All right. Oops. Get out of bed. I realize this is our race hauler too, so we gotta haul the shit with us. Wrap this in the bed here. Jesus fucking Christ. Dick. Okay, maybe that may have been my fault, but still you should see a truck pulling out. have we been streaming for? I haven't kept up with the time, but I know we start streaming at like 11:50 or something. So I don't know, but it'll be over a minute here. Once I find a good place to park. Alright, let's make sure. Okay, here we go. Actually, no, wait, hold on. I want to fuel up after let's just get some rest and we'll fuel up next time. Because apparently, for some reason, a couple times I've whenever I fueled up and gone to sleep, it'll go like a quarter tank drained, even though I didn't drive at all for some reason. But alright, we're gonna need to find a fucking son of a bitch. Oh shit. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Ain't it? Oh, am I supposed to park over there? Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, since I'm an asshole, I'm gonna park in 2 lanes here. You know, fine, we'll go to 1. Okay, fine. If I'm not gonna get any fucking rest here, I'll just go to another fucking gas station. Rest stop. Lord. Is there another one on the map? I swear, half these. Oh, yeah, okay, we have to take a right here. Half these rest stops don't even fucking work properly. That was a mistake there. That would have killed the engine if this was real life, but it ain't. Come on. Okay. Went the wrong goddamn way. Okay. This is parking a damn truck is hard to do than fucking anything else in the world. I hope I get kicked in the testicles. I'd rather get kicked in the testicles than do this. Alright, let's just profit as much as we can here. Oh, that ain't good. Alright. That's a lot of money. Let's just pay our loans. Let's see how our drivers are doing. I think that's good for him. That was Clark. Oh, let's see. Let's get you high value. We need more money. Oh shit. I just need to fix that. Alright, well, I believe that will do for tonight. So, thank you to everyone for watching. It was great to stream this for you. We'll probably do this again at some point. You know, maybe one more time during spring break. I don't know yet, but you know, if nobody calls me, we'll do this again. How's that sound? So, I'll let y'all go. Y'all have a good night, and see you whenever. Peace.